Hi, you're on the Movie Girl channel. Today I'm going to explain a film from 2006 called Marie Antoinette. It's 1768 in Austria. The Holy Roman Empress Maria Theresa wants to strengthen her ties with France through marriage. Her 14-year-old daughter Marie Antoinette is to marry a French prince. The problem is it's a 40-year-old man. But the young girl did not dare to displease her mother. Young Maria used to spend all her time with her friends and her favorite pug. But today she is being sent to a new and unfamiliar country. Her marriage to the heir to the French throne is intended to improve the country's economic situation. And here the girl gets into the carriage with her pug. A girl is taken from her home forever. A few days later, the carriage stops in the woods. A symbolic tent has been erected on the border for the ceremony of handing over the bride. The girl enters from the Austrian side but comes out in France. This is where Maria leaves her whole life behind. She says goodbye to her friends for the last time. Her pug is taken from her, and so is her Austrian dress. Dressed in traditional French attire, the girl leaves the tent in France. Now she was given the status of Dauphin Marie Antoinette. Soon, the carriage took the girl to the appointed place. The daughter of the Empress of Austria stepped majestically out of the carriage and amazed everyone with her beauty. The King of France introduces her future husband, Louis Augustus. The modest man is nervous at the sight of the young girl, but Maria embraces him and overcomes the awkwardness. The royal procession entered Versailles. The girl attracts all the attention of the courtiers. They are shocked by the sight of the foreigner and discuss her appearance, her manners, and even her looks.
She looks like a child.
In a lavish wedding ceremony, the girl must marry this 40-year-old stranger.
I had to do what I had to do.
Mary Jane.
Louis puts a ring on her finger and takes Marie Antoinette as his wife. But the strangest thing is that they were able to perform the wedding dance without rehearsal. After the wedding, all the nobles escort them to the bedroom. The king wishes them happiness and many heirs. The newlyweds feel awkward as they hardly know each other. But the servants cover them with a blanket.
Good luck and good work.
They are held back by the curtains and left alone. In the morning, the king is told that nothing happened during the night.
Nothing.
Mary wakes up alone in bed. According to tradition, the princess must be dressed by noble girls according to her title. She can't even touch her own clothes.
It's cold.
Yes.
But they can't dress Maria yet.
This is ridiculous.
This is Versailles.
Breakfast is more of a feast, but even now the newlyweds can't be alone. Maria tries to find something in common with her husband.
I've heard you make keys as a hobby.
Yes.
But the prince reacts coldly. Lively and sincere, Maria is constantly rebuffed. At dinner, she is introduced to Madame Duberry, a brothel girl for whom the king bought the title. But this is ridiculous.
Nobody treats me like a lady here.
Pardon.
The girl realizes that the French court is only interested in intrigue. Gossip begins to spread about Marie, too.
She looks like a little piece of cake.
The next day, Louis goes deer hunting. Maria doesn't seem to interest him at all, but in the evening he returns to his wife.
What a hunt today. I'm exhausted.
Maria is unable to communicate with her husband. The next morning she decides to go hunting herself. She serves the meat to her husband, but later she is reprimanded for indecent behavior. Her mother sends her a letter asking her to strengthen her marriage to the Dauphin. Only pregnancy will help to forge a union between the two countries, but what can she do? Tonight, Marie tries to patch things up with Louis.
Are those your feet? They're like icicles. Sleep well.
In the morning, she wakes up alone again. Church, breakfast, and it's all over again. It's Groundhog Day, but in a royal way. The evenings are dull, the duchesses try to sing well, and the men are bored playing cards. Only Louis is happy playing pool. Mother writes another letter to Mary, worried about her position at court. She advises her to make friends with Madame Duberry, because one day she will bear the king a son and become queen. But the courtiers think her ridiculous, and Mary, like all the duchesses, ignores her. Groundhog Day continues, and Louis is still as oblivious to his wife. One day, Madame Duberry offers Maria some diamonds as a gift. In order not to offend the future queen, the girl has to talk to her.
There are a lot of people at Versailles today.
The king appreciated the gesture, and Marie had consolidated her position at court. Before going to bed, Louis told his wife only boring facts.
Ooh, the first mechanical locks were made of wood.
Marie has come to terms with the situation and is enjoying her cake. She has made some friends and is having a good time at the palace. She begins to get involved in political affairs. Her mother hopes that she will be able to ease the crisis in France, but the girl is more interested in clothes. Louis goes hunting again, but Marie hurries him back with the child. Even his brother's wife will be pregnant before she is. Louis promises to make amends. The king senses that the couple are in trouble and sends them a doctor.
What do you eat for breakfast?
Well, the medicine of the time wasn't the best. Maria finally gets a date with Louis at the opera. The girl gives the actors an ovation, but it turns out that this is not the custom at the court. Her mother writes to Maria again, bragging about the success of her siblings' private lives. They have already acquired heirs. Will she have the strength to withstand such pressure? But Louis is still in no hurry.
Sorry. Good night.
Good night.
It's been a long time. Countess Josephine and Louis's brother have had their first child. The courtiers gossip that Marie is barren. This brings the girl to tears. To alleviate her anxiety, she's drawn into the French lifestyle of the rich. Maria chooses fancy clothes and buys dozens of shoes. She also hires a stylist. The outfit is enchanting. Now she's sure to attract Louis's attention with her new style. A girl and her friends sneak off to Paris for a masquerade ball. Hiding their faces under masks, they finally have some fun. There, Maria notices a handsome stranger in the crowd and gives him a mysterious look. The man immediately approaches her to introduce himself.
Count First, of the Swedish Army.
But Defina mysteriously leaves without revealing her identity. A friend warns, he changes women like a glove. On her way home, Maria can't stop thinking about her new acquaintance. Who knows where it will lead? Arriving at Versailles, Maria receives bad news. The king has contracted smallpox. On his deathbed, he asked her to bring Madame Duberry to him. But she had already fled the palace, taking with her all the jewelry she had been given. Soon, the king is dead, and the servants rush to his son. Long live King Louis XVI. Maria is now Queen of France. Louis is crowned, and the royal couple are inaugurated. Soon, Maria turns 18, and the young queen throws a lavish party. She becomes absorbed in a game of chance, but Louis asks her to stop. Maria calls her husband to watch the sunset with her, but he just goes to bed. Well, Maria is used to having fun without him. In the morning, she finds herself in a terrible state. To cheer her up, she spends a fortune on lime trees along the path. The count advises her to cut down on her spending. She's already spent a tidy sum this month. And Ludovic is advised to support the American Revolution with money, but he will have to raise taxes on his own people. Louis has no opinion and agrees with his advisors. Maria's brother Joseph II has come to visit her. She is happy to see him, but he has come to give her mother's advice. He asks his sister to give up gambling and alcohol. Endless parties leave her no time for her husband, but Maria suggests that Louis is the problem. Louis shows the royal elephant to a guest, but Marie's brother is more concerned about the marriage bed. Ludovic claims the doctor says he's fine, but his brother immediately realizes that he is a complete ignoramus and gives him advice.
Sometimes when a key doesn't quite fit.
Having learnt the basics, he rushes to his wife. Maria has finally waited. That deserves a like. Soon, Maria gives birth to Ludovic's firstborn. The king is grateful for his heir, but it turns out to be a girl. But Mary is not upset. She names the daughter after her mother, Maria Theresa. In gratitude, the king gives Maria her own castle. There she can start a quiet life without palace intrigue and raise her grown-up daughter. Maria has created a paradise here with chickens, goats, and a beautiful lily garden. Here she likes to receive her friends. She begins to read Rousseau and is filled with ideas about the simple life. But the courtiers find her lifestyle unacceptable. She has not even invited the duchesses to a formal reception. In response to the reproaches, she decides to invite the king and the courtiers to her performance in the home theater. The queen played the part of a village girl and received a lasting ovation. One day, the king comes to see her and invites Maria to a ball at the palace in honor of the visiting officers. Louis introduces her to the assembled guests, and it is here that she meets Axel von Fersen again. During the ball, he confesses that he has traveled from Sweden for about 10 days for her sake, and he seems to have a crush on Maria. In private, he tells the queen about America. At night, Maria sneaks into his room. They begin a secret affair.
You have a knack for getting in trouble.
But soon, the count has to leave Maria and return to his duties. Frustrated, Maria decides to visit Louis at Versailles. She offers her husband to go to Paris with her, but he refuses. Maria can only dream of the brave Axel. She leaves the palace to reminisce. Louis is told that sending troops to America will require more money. But England must be defeated, and Louis is willing to pay the price. But the French are beginning to starve, and the queen is told that the people have no bread. To which Marie Antoinette replied,
Let them eat cake.
A real scandal erupted in the press. The foreigner was reminded of all her sins.
They say you gave Thomas Jefferson a special tour of your gardens.
Ludovic's dream soon comes true. Maria gives birth to a boy, but why does she shed bitter tears? The court celebrates the birth of the Dauphin of France. But after rumors of the Queen's affair, the people are not happy. The people nicknamed her Madame Deficit. She begins to be despised and notices this in the theater. Later, Maria gave birth to the king's third child. But knowing the doctors of the past, the child did not live long. The king has just recovered from his grief when he receives more bad news. The French Revolution has broken out and the angry people are storming the Bastille. The courtiers are advised to leave Versailles immediately, but Louis decides to stay, and Mary believes she belongs with her husband. The courtiers bid her farewell and leave the queen to her fate. Soon, an angry mob approaches Versailles. The royal family can still leave, but Louis refuses to be a king in exile. Maria cannot sleep because of the shouting under the windows. Suddenly, an officer bursts into her bedroom and tells her to save the children. The best moment to think of them. The royal family is assembled, but at that moment the sound of broken glass is heard. The torch-wielding crowd riots. Mary goes out to them on the balcony and bows her head, but this only provokes more anger. She and Ludovic have a sumptuous dinner, but realize it will be their last. In the next shot, Mary and her children are led through the crowd to the carriage. As she leaves Versailles, she bids farewell to her rich life forever. And if you don't want to say goodbye, just subscribe to my channel. Thank you.